is my review of the Promised Neverland Chapter 152 time. And I gotta say, I really thought Duke Yorvik was gonna make it. I mean, they went out of their way to say he was essentially in charge of the royal government for all this time. He was the one making all decisions and, whatnot. So I figured Queen, everyone else was definitely gonna die because they were corrupt and evil and blah, blah, blah. And then Duke Yorvik would take over, essentially the new king or the advisor to Musica when she becomes the new queen or whatever. But no, it definitely looks like he's dead, so that's concerning. I mean, best case right now, Musica is in the town square, so if she heals enough people to freeze them of their, dependency on human meat, then they could, make her the new queen and bring about peace or whatever. I mean, if demons don't actually have to hunt or kill humans, that's close to peace. I mean, that would mean we can get rid of the farms. That yes, they still love eating human meat, but they don't need to have it, and then... Honestly, Norman's a little too angry to let that happen, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, so Musica's trying to do something to save the people. They find out all the damage is coming from the central square, so they don't have enough of the poison, use it on a large area. You just gotta laugh at Hato's like, wait a minute, Aisha can speak English? Or Japanese or whatever? Yeah, apparently he still didn't realize that, which I just love. The poison also seems to be spreading as it's affecting more and more demons every minute, and the longer they wait, the less they'll be able to do, so... I really don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, best guess, they're just gonna start chopping off chunks of music and throwing at demons and saying, does this work? I'm actually kind of curious the poison would do anything in Musica, because our best bet is if it isn't, just chopping off bits to give to her, they're just gonna kill all the wild demons and try to contain the poison somehow. Alright, back to the fights. So we managed to chain up the queen so that Zazie can go in for the final blow. And we finally seen Zazie's face, and it's pretty monstrous. Honestly, it kind of reminds me of something you'd see in Tokyo Ghoul. He looks like a ghoul to me, honestly. The black eyes, teeth, the scars, it all just screams, I am a ghoul who has had to eat other ghouls. And in this absolutely amazing shots, Zazie manages to rip the eye out of the queen. And as we know, the central eye is essentially the thing that, can't regenerate. Everything else is fine, but the central eye is more or less the demon's core, its main being. I'm guessing if they just, cut out her main eye and left it on the ground, she would have regenerated from that after a while. It's essentially their brain. Then we get some backstory to the queen. I want to stay on top. Stronger than anyone, fairer than anyone. I shall be the highest position, reigning over all. I'm royalty. I want to be the one who eats the most delicious meat. And then when they made a deal with the demon god, saying the demon god gets the best meat, this seemed to tick her off just a little bit. So she murdered her father and became the queen, which, okay. That's a logical thing to do right there. But even after that, she couldn't eat the best meat. It was restricted, given exclusively to the demon god. He got the best. And then Norman came about. The highest graded meat since the farms were built. And this was as a freaking kid. I mean, I get, he was getting perfect scores like Emma and Ray were, but I'm assuming they call him, the highest rating because he got the perfect score at the youngest age. I mean, it's like he's 4 or 5 here, and he's getting perfect scores on this super hard test that I probably couldn't even pass. And then Norman enters, William Minerva, the mastermind, and he stands there looking down at the queen. Just love that. Also, I think that in the background are all the pictures from the temple that Emma and Ray went to. Pretty sure those are them, which would be interesting. See, you didn't have to bother going to that town at all. You just had to go into the throne room of the royal capital. Then you could have found out your answer. And you gotta love the queen recognizes him as the mastermind immediately. Even though he's human, she recognizes number 22194 as being the best meat ever. And therefore, if there's a mastermind that is human, it had to be this guy. It had to be him, because he was just the best. Also turns out the reason he was sent to Lambda is because he was too good. The demon queen wanted to hide him from the demon god. Technically, he wouldn't be a harvest, so therefore the demon god wouldn't get him. Oh my freaking god, I just love that. On top of the fact that they were actually running low. They were, according to what they was said way back when, None of the other farms produced anything worthy of the demon god that year. So not only was she stealing the best, she was stealing what might be the only good food they could give to the demon god. Oh my god, I just love that. Kind of curious what they end up giving him after all that. And then the queen just goes over and over, I want to eat you, I want to eat you, I want to eat you, I want to eat you. I've always wanted to eat you. When I heard that Lambda was attacked and burned to the ground, I was furious. I won't hunt it with anyone else. You're my meat. And Norman responds, in the demon tongue, of course. Not a single one of us is your food any longer. In the demon tongue. I just love that the artist made the eye look shocked. This is a severed eye, and yet it still looks shocked and horrified at Norman saying this. Anyway, then Norman kills the demon queen. Huzzah? Not so sure about that. I actually think this might have been his order for them to rip out her eyes so that Norman could talk down to her. I mean, that doesn't feel like something that just happens by accident, but seriously, that'd be a pretty ballsy move. I wish we could have seen more from Jorvik here. He's just kind of standing there with the attendants behind him and no real expression or dialogue or anything. Like, you just saw humans kill his queen. That's got to be a very disturbing moment for him, honestly. Norman basically reasons that if they kill him right here and now, the government ends, and therefore the demons will just starve to death. Which isn't the case since Musica's in town, but he can kill her too. And then as he's looking at Jorvik and about to define the little decision, he turns around and he sees young Emma and young Norman looking at him, begging him, pleading him, don't do this. Please don't do this. This isn't what we wanted. This isn't what we wanted for you, for us, for anyone. But it wasn't enough. Then Emma and Ray show up, which I was actually really surprised that Ray was there. Because I'm like, didn't you throw Emma and then she went out ahead with you? I'm guessing Emma went through the window, climbed down the stairs, opened the door for him, and they both came in, which, yeah, that might have screwed you over, honestly, because I think if you just, went on without stopping to get Ray, you probably could have gotten to Norman in time before he stopped Duke Jorvik. Oh, goddamn, Emma. She has this big, happy smile on her face, like, Norman, we made it! And then she sees the destruction, the desecration, the horror that is this. They're all dead, every last one of them. And Norman, even Duke Jorvik, even the attendants, Norman can only respond, too bad. You didn't make it in time, Emma. And just, Jesus freaking Christ. Wow. So I'm kind of shocked by that ending, honestly. Like I said, really thought Jorvik was going to make it, become the new demon king or whatever, but guess not. I mean, Norman thinks, he's done it. He's killed the last of the demons. They're not going to come back anymore, but I mean, the evil-blooded woman is in town, the town that's been completely blocked off from the outside world, so I'm guessing what's going to happen next is like a fight between Emma and Ray and the Norman and his irregulars, if you can even call it a fight. See who can get to the evil-blooded woman first and kill her or save her or something. I also just love that Norman's not even vaguely surprised that Emma made it back. She went out to talk to God, and she's back. She spoke to God. Are you not shocked and amazed by that, Norman? I mean, really? You just assumed she was going to make it back perfectly fine when thousands and thousands of other people have gone there and never come back? She literally went and spoke to God. Norman's like, oh yeah, I knew Emma could do it. I had faith in my girl. How? See, that was quite a chapter. And next one is going to be, I'm guessing Emma explaining the deal she made, at least a little bit, to Ray and Norman. I'm assuming the deal's going to screw over in some way that's going to piss off Ray and Norman. They're going to try and save her, but they really can't, because the whole thing is you can't break a promise with a demon god. And yet the queen did, because she didn't give him the best food, so maybe that's the reason she's dead. Maybe this is the demon god's intervention, making sure that she would suffer for her sins. I'd like if that ended up being the truth. That'd be funny. All right, so yeah, I've already talked a lot about next week. Norman, Emma, Ray having the whole conversation. I mean, Norman's essentially given up. I mean, turned away from his past self, from young Emma, from what they wanted. So I don't think current Emma and Ray are going to stop him anyway. Hell, he might even end up shooting them, or at least Ray, so that he can go after the evil-blooded woman and kill her, bring about world peace in a manner. Not really sure if you can call that world peace anymore, but whatever. And meanwhile, Musica and Sonja and the whole rest of the gang are trying. I actually think they're going to be the focus of the next chapter. Like maybe a week off from the main story and then go back to it. What's your thoughts? And like they're going to talk to. They're going to find a way to save all the demons and, stop the poison and whatnot. And. Just not sure. But let me know anything in the comment section down below. What the hell's going to happen next? Be sure to like, subscribe. Until next time.
Peace!